Have you ever wondered how we, as humans, came to be? Our story begins millions of years ago with the first hominids. The dawn of a new era was marked by the rise of Homo habilis, and later, Homo erectus. These early humans were unlike anything the world had seen before. They bore key traits that distinguished them from their primate ancestors. Just imagine, the first use of tools wasn't by us, but by these early hominids. They began shaping stones and bones into tools, marking a significant leap in cognitive ability. The world also saw the beginning of bipedalism, the ability to walk on two legs. This change in locomotion set the stage for the evolution of our species, setting us apart from the rest of the animal kingdom. Indeed, the Earth was about to witness an evolution like none other, the emergence of a species that would alter the course of life itself. As evolution continued its relentless march, a new player entered the scene, Homo sapiens. This species, our direct ancestors, emerged around 300,000 years ago in the heartland of Africa. Over time, these early humans began to exhibit traits that set them apart from other hominids. Their brains grew larger, and with this increase in size came a surge in cognitive abilities. They began to think, to reason, and to innovate. They developed complex tools made of stone, bone, and wood. This tool-making prowess wasn't just a sign of intelligence, it was a means of survival, allowing them to hunt more efficiently and adapt to changing environments. But Homo sapiens didn't stop at tool-making. They started to communicate in increasingly complex ways, giving birth to the first forms of language. This language, a blend of gestures, sounds, and perhaps even early forms of drawing, allowed them to share ideas, pass down knowledge, and form societal structures. It was this capacity for communication and cooperation that truly set Homo sapiens apart. As the millennia passed, Homo sapiens began to spread out from their African cradle, embarking on an epic migration that would take them to every corner of the globe. Along the way, they encountered other hominid species, like the Neanderthals in Europe and the Denisovans in Asia. There was conflict, certainly, but also cooperation and even interbreeding. These encounters left their mark on our DNA, a testament to our shared history. By the end of this age of cousins, Homo sapiens had outlasted all other hominids. They had adapted to diverse environments, from the frozen tundra of the Arctic to the scorching deserts of Africa. They had created art, developed a rich culture, and built the foundations of what we now know as society. Homo sapiens, our ancestors, had firmly established their dominance, but the journey was far from over. With the rise of Homo sapiens came the dawn of civilization. As our ancestors roamed the earth, they gradually began to settle down. The advent of agriculture, around 10,000 years ago, marked a pivotal shift in the human way of life. Instead of constantly hunting and gathering, Homo sapiens began to cultivate crops and domesticate animals. This not only provided a more reliable food source but also allowed for the establishment of permanent settlements. These settlements over time blossomed into the first cities. From Mesopotamia to Egypt, the Indus Valley to China, these cradles of civilization gave birth to the first states, governed by complex societal structures. For the first time, humans were living together in large numbers, sharing resources, ideas, and responsibilities. And with this newfound communal life came the development of writing. From simple tally marks to record transactions, writing evolved into a tool for communication, expression, and preservation of knowledge. Art, too, flourished, reflecting the human desire to express, to create, to leave a mark. From the simple cave paintings of our ancestors to the intricate statues and monuments of the ancient world, art served not just as a form of self-expression, but also as a chronicle of human progress. And so, the dawn of civilization brought forth a new era for Homo sapiens, an era marked by complex societies, innovative technologies, and the indomitable human spirit to create and evolve. Thus, the advent of civilization set the stage for the modern world as we know it. So, what does the future hold for human evolution? In the grand opera of life on Earth, we've played many parts. From humble, single-celled organisms, we've progressed to complex, sentient beings, capable of altering the very world we inhabit. But as we look to the future, we find ourselves standing on the precipice of a new era, one in which we may have the power not merely to shape our environment, but to shape ourselves. One potential path for our evolution lies in the realm of genetic engineering. Imagine a future in which we can edit our own DNA as easily as we edit a document, erasing genetic diseases, enhancing our physical and mental capabilities, even extending our lifespans. The implications are staggering, but they're also fraught with ethical and moral dilemmas. If we can choose our own traits, what becomes of diversity, the very engine of evolution? How do we decide what constitutes a better human, and who gets to make that decision? Another possible trajectory involves cybernetic enhancements. We're already seeing the beginnings of this with prosthetic limbs that can be controlled by the mind, and implants that can restore sight or hearing. In the future, we might augment our bodies with machinery to such an extent that we become more machine than human. We could possess superior strength, speed, endurance, and even intelligence. But again, we must grapple with difficult questions. What does it mean to be human if our bodies and minds are largely artificial? How do we ensure that these enhancements are available to everyone, and not just a privileged few? And then there's the tantalizing possibility of human evolution on other planets. As we venture further into space, we may find ourselves adapting to entirely new environments. Zero gravity could lead to taller, more slender bodies. Different atmospheres might require changes in our respiratory systems. Over time, these adaptations could result in entirely new species of humans, adapted for life in the cosmos. But this path, too, raises its own set of ethical and moral issues. How do we balance our drive to explore and adapt with our respect for other life forms and ecosystems? As we stand on the cusp of these potential futures, it's clear that our evolution is entering uncharted territory. We're no longer just passive recipients of nature's whims. We have the power to shape our own destiny, but with great power comes great responsibility. As we continue to shape our own evolution, one thing is certain: the story of humanity is far from finished.